Jake, we're going to move on to a rumour that's picked up. We wouldn't normally comment on this. We decided to do some digging because it's silly season. And if this does happen, it would be nice to be informed, even though I would take it with a pinch of salt.
And rumour.
It has come from, I think the main source of it is from Owls Talk, which is obviously one of the Wednesday forums that's out there. It's from a supposed reliable, I don't use the forum. I know you do.
Yes.
There's a supposed, this person is a reliable poster on there. So we've kind of taken it as if it did happen.
Can I just have also, as well as saying, the thing is, before we start talking about it, because some people might know what the post said. He said, American consultant today sent a proposal to Chansiri offering $100 million, keen to build new training ground, regenerate or rebuild Hill, but also owns the Denver Broncos, not seen accounts yet or done due diligence. Please remember, offer is on the table. Now that's like me going to James, say, I'm going to offer you $25,000 for that bass guitar because it's X, Y, and Z has had it before him. An offer doesn't mean it's going to get accepted. So I just thought having the actual context of what got actually said was important.
Yeah, and I think we know there's interest in Wednesday in general at the minute, right? There's multiple parties said to be interested. This one, I've got to, if it was true, and we don't know, we genuinely don't know, but we're talking about it. This one would be pretty damn good, Jake, because it's the Walton Penner family, right? And so we thought we'd do some background on who they are if this was to happen. So if you go on the Forbes rich list, the Walton family are worth £267 billion. And I know that's not cash on hand, that's assets. And in 2024, they were number one on the Forbes list of America's richest families, right? Fortune founded in 1962, source of wealth, Walmart.
Also,
can I remind people who are on Twitter, they don't own Asda anymore. They sold it. But yeah, so we wouldn't have Asda on the shirts again.
No, we just have
I think
Walmart.
people would want that. Just have Walmart. Walmart Wednesdays, Sophie said. Like, the Walton Walmart Wednesday. It's going to happen, isn't it?
Does that mean the Presto stand now becomes the Walmart stand from above?
Yeah, probably. Well, it's the colours kind of match. This is from the editor of the Forbes that says, the Waltons are the richest family in America thanks to their stake in Walmart, the largest retailer by sales. An estimated 45% of Walmart's stock is held by the family of 7 heirs of founder Sam Walton and his brother, Bud. Heirs include Sam's 3 living children, Rob, Jim, and Alice, his daughter-in-law Christy, and their son Lucas, plus Bud's 2 daughters, Anne and Nancy. Rob Walton served as chairman for more than 2 decades, remains on the board alongside current chairman Greg Penner, his son-in-law, and Rob's nephew, Stuart. A group led by Rob Penner and Rob's daughter, Carrie Walton Penner, bought the NFL's Denver Broncos for a record $4.7 billion in 2022. The family's fortune is enhanced by the 7 sports teams, including the Los Angeles Rams and British soccer powerhouse Arsenal, owned by Stan Kroenke, husband of Anne Walton Kroenke. So, I don't know where the... Go on.
There's a problem.
Yeah,
because if there's a Kroenke involved, would they have to turn around and say, is she nothing to do with Arsenal side of things? Because it would technically class the 2 ownership if she's involved with both.
Yeah.
So that you've got to be careful with. So
but then again, you could just have part of the family, doing it. So it wouldn't. Yeah. You don't need. You might not need the whole wealth of the family behind it. You could just have a break out of it. So there was an article from Quarter.com that said the following: the Walton Penner family ownership groups, which includes key members of the Walton family, has made significant waves in both the sports and business areas. Their acquisition of Denver Broncos, a prominent American football team, has particularly elevated their profile and drawn widespread interest. This consortium is not just noteworthy for its high-profile members, but also for the diverse backgrounds and expertise they bring to the Broncos organization. Then there's a subheadline, the group's vision and strategy. The Walton Penner family ownerships group's acquisition of the Denver Broncos marked one of the most expensive buyouts of a sports franchise to date. The diverse backgrounds of the Walton Penner members, from corporate leadership to political experience, suggested a multifaceted approach to managing and growing the Broncos. This group exemplifies how sports franchises are increasingly seen as significant businesses and cultural entities, attracting investment and attention from high-profile individuals across various sectors. As for the Broncos, the ownership group has emphasized a strategy focused on winning, inclusivity, and community involvement. Greg Penner, the Broncos CEO, talks about 4 key tenets for a winning team: the right people, high expectations, necessary resources, and accountability. He's continually stressed the importance of drawing on the diverse expertise of the ownership group, including figures like Melody Hobson and Condoleezza Rice, to guide the Broncos forward.
Yeah.
The group's vision includes empowering the team's general manager and head coach to make the key football-related decisions, while the owners focus on the broader strategic aspects. Penner emphasised fun and learning in the process of running a football team, with a commitment to not only winning championships, but doing so in the right way, by supporting players and building a positive culture. The diversity of the ownership group aims to inspire inclusivity with both the Broncos and in the wider sports community. This aspect of their strategy is seen as a significant step towards bridging the gap between the front office and the players. And the presence of such a diverse ownership group is hoped to set a precedent for more inclusive and progressive actions within the entire NFL. So, I like a lot of what I hear there in terms of building a positive atmosphere around the club, having more, letting people do their proper jobs and not just micromanaging everything.
Yep.
It sounds like everything Wednesday could need in this situation, Jake.
Yeah.
So if they are willing to pledge £100 million bid, then if Chansiri, say this goes through and Chansiri said no, it would be one of the most ridiculous houndings out of a chairman I think you've ever seen at a club.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
What are your thoughts in terms of what they're doing with the Denver Broncos, how that could relate to Wednesday, etc., if it did ever happen?
See, the Denver Broncos, they've done okay with them so far. Like, they do a grade for how a team's done at the end of the season with fans and stuff and how it all goes. And so far, they've got A's and A pluses in certain areas. So they are in a period where they are looking like a decent situation. What I like about that, they say it says all the right things you want to hear. I think the big thing there with me was the high expectation, resources, and the big one, which was accountability and the right people. And the thing is, yes, it sounds like they've got the right people involved so far at the Broncos. As long as they bring in football people to run it and get the thing, which it sounds like that's what they want to do. If you hear what that just said, then I'm okay with this. This makes a lot of sense. And
they've all got their, it's just like they've all got their, they're a proper consortium-based family as well. If you look at who they bring in, for example, like Rob Walton with the Denver Broncos purchased it. He doesn't really get involved in the day-to-day. He just put the 30% of the total acquisition cost down. So it's a case of then the rest of the family sort of deal with it on that front. You've got that Melody Hobson that was mentioned. She's the president and CEO of Aerial Investments and the chair of the Starbucks board.
Yep.
She's worked on the marketing and the brand expansion and the marketing, so if you think about Starbucks branding and marketing and things like that.
So you're thinking about one thing that Sheffield Wednesday desperately need. You
bring people in that have got expertise in certain areas. So she does the Broncos brand expansion and marketing efforts. Greg Penner, he Known for his long history with Walmart, where he served various high-level capacities for over 2 decades. In 2022, Penner stepped into the position of CEO of the Denver Broncos. This role places him at the forefront of the team's day-to-day operations, where he both oversees the football and business aspects of the franchise. Apart from Walmart and the Broncos, Penner's career has been marked by other significant achievements in business and investing. Among other things, he's the founder and general partner of Madron Capital Partners. So he's placed himself as CEO. Would another member of the family put themselves as CEO, etc., or would he just come across if that was the case? You've got that Dr. Condoleezza Rice, who is the academic, basically looking like it. She's got the she is a recent addition to the group. The former US, she's the former US Secretary of State. Joined as a minority owner. Her involvement in football dates back to 2013 as a member of the College Football Playoff Committee. Her connection to the place is personal, having lived there and graduated from the University of Denver. Her current roles include a professorship at Stanford and board memberships at Dropbox and McKenna Capital Management. Rice Edition adds a layer of political and academic insight. So they bring people in with different areas of expertise. Yeah. Maybe this is a case where you bring maybe a big Sheffield figure in. For example, like Lewis Hamilton joined the Denver Broncos thing. He's not necessarily, tied in there, but you have figures coming in there. If you think about Tom Brady at Birmingham, would they bring that sort of figure in to be part of the Wednesday project if you do that? So there's a lot of aspects that they could approach. And even if it wasn't them, if you look at the way consortiums can work, if you just think about how Wednesday have been run for the past 10 years, doesn't this kind of strategy where people are responsible for different aspects of the club just sound so much more of a premise for getting a football club growing in 2025, Jake?
I think
that's what I feel.
You've also got to remember the one thing people keep forgetting, and everyone always forget this. DC came as a consortium.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we never really seen it or heard much from it. And I think the more and more we look at it, more and more it sounds like it was the family, the TUF, that was the consortium that would to come in and take it over and do what they did and what they've done. Now, the thing is, I like the idea of having more people knowing what they're doing in terms of different areas. I think it helps a lot. I think having the right... But the thing is, people have gone... I've seen people go, I don't like these because more people involved in a bid means more problems. Not if everyone knows what they're doing.
No, exactly. I don't like American ownership in general, of like solo American ownership. But if you look at the clubs now, and you have to look at the Wrexham example, the way they brought in star power. You look at Birmingham, the way they're throwing money at it, etc. Yeah. We need to market Sheffield Wednesday. And Chansiri is always talking about the fans need to bring in the money. If he had a marketing powerhouse behind Sheffield Wednesday, like the Denver Broncos seem to have done here, you make Sheffield Wednesday a brand, you flip profit and sustainability on its arse. FFP becomes irrelevant because you start becoming a brand. If you look why Wrexham can spend so much money.
Birmingham and Wrexham are literally, especially Birmingham, they're going to have more money coming in than the team with parachute payments.
Exactly. Like Wrexham turned over 30 million. I think they've got a 30 million profit or turnover or something like that, Wrexham, and they can literally spend what they want in the Championship and not get hit by FFP because of that.
I think that if it is 100 million on the table, like the rumour and speculation is, surely DC can't be that.
Is it even his decision anymore? His family were there. We've never really seen all his family towards the end of the season.
No.
I saw someone on Twitter go, do you think that's some of them sniffing out whether it's actually working here and maybe trying to like convince him like maybe no, this is not happening?
Yeah.
And it could be. Could be a case of like there's more of a sort of shoulder from the family now going to him.
Also, how much of it is going? You said this was running okay and everything was fine. Why is it getting back to us now in Thailand? Why are we now reading things about what's happening?
Yeah,
like the name Chansiri is big in business, especially in Thailand. And if then they're hearing, oh, the football club my son has is doing this in the battler, why? Why it
doesn't look good, does it?
Now,
so we thought we'd talk about it because we actually wanted to talk. We're going to talk about the premise of takeovers now. So the more we hear about things, even if they are rumors, I feel like we should put them into the ether a little bit more, because the more you hear about the potential people that could buy Sheffield Wednesday, stops the people always going, oh, well, there's no one that wants to buy us. So we don't know the legitimacy of this here. But if you look at the way some things are structured, what's to say something like this couldn't happen to Sheffield Wednesday? Let us know what you think about consortiums, and this one's particularly, I guess, in the comments.